Would you like to support Cubs Out Loud? One way is to join us over on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, patrons get early access to our shows, the pre and post show, and various other rewards. You can learn more at patreon.com/Cubs Out Loud. Thanks to all our patrons for their support in making this podcast. It's Sunday, September 28th, 2025. I'm Jeff. Yeah.
Who's your bear? That's right. I am your bear.
I'm Damon.
I don't brew the tea, I just serve it.
And that makes me Gary.
Everyone else is thinking it, and I just say it.
Because Out Loud, episode number 8. Holy fuck, 800? I suppose.
Yeah.
There we go.
Ta-da!
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't believe we were gonna do this. I mean, Gary.
Well, listen, we are
Listen,
Cubs of a certain age. This little shindig started back in January of 2008. So, it was bound to happen. Even when you take account for the time in between
Yeah.
the first and next generation back in what was it 2012
Something like that.
2011
So.
yeah. So yeah, David and I have been around for a while. David's like next oldest, and then I'm like the baby.
Which is kind of ironic.
Only on this show.
Yes, it is ironic because I'm the oldest of us three. So yes, I'm well aware.
And the oldest, the one who's been around the longest, is the youngest. Who'd have thought? What an inverse.
Yeah. Strange things happening. So yeah, for this milestone episode, we agreed to put the hosts in the hot seat. So as trends go, this is an NGL
Really good
episode. And so NGL states, we're not going to lie. It's kind of a fresh take on anonymity, like comments and requests, questions. It's also a fun way to express feelings and opinions. So we decided to turn it over to a worldwide audience and see what y'all have to say. So yeah, that's happening.
It wasn't my idea
elite.
to do an NGL / ask me anything. But
well,
I will answer. And I'm not sure if you want the answer or not, depending on what the question is. But I will answer. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, Rue. I don't know. Who's the patron saint of bears?
Ooh, I do not know.
I think we need to figure out a patron saint of bears, so that when we're swearing, we don't necessarily have to swear to God for those of us who are atheists.
So there is a patron saint of beards.
Oh, a beards. Ooh. Okay, that just adds a D to what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Saint Wilgefortis, a legendary female saint with a beard who prayed to God to make her unmarriageable and was crucified by her father as a result. While she was once widely venerated in the Middle Ages, this is like an actual saint.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, No, I'm not going to take the Catholic one. Not in this case. I'm sorry.
Well, and the issue with this is like, how she was treated, how she got her sainthood. I'm like, really? I'm like, that's uncalled for.
Cute.
Although
I
did think it
swear.
was
I
funny.
swear on. Oh wait a minute. Oh, that's it. Oh yeah. I swear to Jack Radcliffe. There we go.
Ah,
There we go.
that's one that can work.
Very fair. Very fair.
And then there isn't one single. Thank you, Google. There isn't one single patron saint of all bears, but Saint Corbinian is a popular patron saint of bears due to a legend where a bear was made to carry his luggage after killing his pack animal.
Interesting.
Yeah. So like actual like animal bears. Yeah.
Religion's funny, y'all.
Yeah. While
Okay.
traveling to Rome, a bear killed Corbinian's pack horse. Corbinian then commanded the bear to carry his luggage, and the bear obeyed, becoming a symbolic and iconic figure for the saint.
Okay then.
There you go.
Okay.
And there's a couple of others, but these are all. I went the Google route, so there we go.
So who's just? I know I'm going off on a tangent, but this is important. So who's the patron? Who would be the quote unquote patron saint? Not officially according to the Catholic Church, but to the appropriate members of the appropriate party. So who would you consider to be the patron saint of drag queens? Because I partly say Rue, but she's just really
day.
popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's more modern day. I almost want to say Divine.
That's still kind of modern. I was thinking,
Yeah.
I don't know their name off the top of my head, so please let me do a quick search because this has come out in history recently. William Dorsey Swan, a formerly enslaved black man and the first person to self-identify as a drag queen, is credited with originating the drag ball scene in Washington, D.C. in the 1880s.
Wow.
As an act of queer resistance, they laid the groundwork for future LGBTQ plus movements, according to historians and archivists. Swan organized clandestine balls for years, coining the term Queen of Drag, and even defied police attempts to shut down their events, leading to the arrest and imprisonment for one of the earliest documented instances of queer resistance. This has been a thing that's come about in the past handful of years as part of our history. And I remember that, I just had to go look it up, but yeah.
Nice.
So that is a thing.
And then, yeah, like you go into, you type things in, and then there's you type in AI into Google, and you get a few. Like they say that same logo for this comes up again. Joan of Arc are like historic figures, and then for modern figures, it says RuPaul, and it also says Bob Mackie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bob Mackey's fashion is over the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would equate Bob Mackie
That's
as
a patron saint. Yeah, I wouldn't either. But
okay.
that's what Google AI said. I'll put it like that.
Well, you can't always trust AI, so
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's good to reference, get quick links from, but you can't necessarily trust it. It's not reliable.
With that being said,
okay, so I posted to the Entourage chat, my Bear Gamer Discord, my Blue Sky and X, the question: who would you consider to be the quote-unquote patron saint of bears.
Interesting.
Put that in quotes.
Cool. We'll see what happens.
Tune in next week in the What's Going On episode to see what the results are.
Please
All
reply
right.
directly to the tweet so I can easily find it. Or the appropriate
There you
place.
go.
Or who knows?
Are
I'll
we ready
forget
to
my
dive
Twitter.
in?
All right. Hey, Gary. Ask me anything.
Okay, here we go.
I
So
don't
most
have
of the
so-
answers or the questions are so there were 2 items. The first one was, what would you like to ask the COL host? The second item was, what thoughts would you like to share? So we're going to go through the what would you like to ask. First up, given the changed cast over the 800 episodes, is there an era you would consider the golden years?
Ooh.
So over all the hosts and the generations, is there an era we consider our golden years?
Mm. Well, for me, yeah. I'll give you a second, Jeff, because I have this. The idea came to my brain pretty quickly, and for me, realistically, it's going to be the first like group of episodes after the TNG started, because we've kind of been rolling ever since then, and that kind of, I don't want to say solidify things, but like I think about um, you and me and Eric and Ben and Robert and Gary. I think when kind of like that sort of like era of that group of hosts sort of coming around and getting everything together. The TNG for me is the quintessential like golden era, because we started there and now we are who we are now, but like we had a very good solid ish group at that point. Um, and it's how I learned about the show and how I found out about the show, and um, um, how I got involved with the show. So yeah, that's me.
I'm actually going to say a little bit of the reverse, and I have a reason.
Mm,
I
Yeah.
actually think the current era is our golden years. We're in the middle of it. Um, for a couple reasons. One, it is probably the most stable we've
Okay.
been in. It's, to be honest, this era is, I have more fun. Previous eras, they're, I mean, we're gay men, and especially when I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Drama, drama, drama.
Drama.
And this is a little more happy. So, sometimes a bit, a lot more happy. So, and also, because I can also use Google, I decided to be like, okay, what is considered golden years? And the term golden years refers to the later stage of life, primarily the period of retirement, which is typically associated with leisure, fulfillment, and freedom to pursue hobbies and passions after a lifetime of hard work. Not exactly what we're looking at when we're saying we're going to retire this show or something, but this during these years, it does feel more like a fun hobby. And yeah, I still do work, but I also know that I come home from work on Monday, and if I don't feel like it, I won't edit the show until the next day when I kick myself and be like, no, just get the show up. and everything's a day late. And I'm like, who cares? It's not like I'm making money off of this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for fun, folks. The only reason why I ask for money is because, do you know how much this costs? I have to
Right.
deviate. We're just doing this for fun, so. And it feels that way. That's why I'm saying golden year. Not gonna lie.
Sounds good. Gary.
So, like Jeff, I did bother to look up because I was like, wait, what does that mean? Because I was like, I don't know if that's what they meant in the question.
Hmm.
I think people think of the golden years as like they look fondly back on it.
Mm-hmm.
So to
That's where I
me,
went.
right, I think of the time where we had the most guests, and then the time that transitioned after that, where we had like slowly a decline in the number of guests. So that's kind of a multi-year thing, but in terms of like actually looking back on those that have a slower pace, that give people time to do things, I think that's what we've done the most of in recent years. So I guess I'm agreeing with both of you, like in terms of that time frame, depending
Fair.
on how you want to define it or where you want to look at it.
Yeah.
All right, we ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider getting locked up, as in cock cage wearing?
Oh.
Not gonna lie. No.
The look on David's face.
Jeff, you said
No.
no.
You know, wait, hold on. I'm gonna. And I should have thought about it. Immediate answer is no. I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, if it's part of the session. One, that means I have somebody else.
Yeah.
And two, they're probably going to be tying me up. And three, part of that might be a little bit of chastity play, locking me up.
Mm-hmm.
And I will admit, I am very much a shower, not a grower, not a shower. So when I'm not aroused, it doesn't take up much space.
Yeah.
So, and considering I have one less ball, it doesn't matter altogether.
Yeah.
But if it was something that part of that session where it's kind of like a you do not get to control that part of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be sure, we're locking it away. And then stuff gets done to me. One, I'd be absolutely thrilled. So some people know one of my fantasy scenes. And to, although, yeah, it's more on the no side, but you can ask. Maybe.
I think what I'm getting is if you found someone that you were very interested in who wanted to do this with you as part of a larger scene that involved like domination, bondage, and control,
Mm.
you would probably be more apt to do it, but it would more than likely have to be someone that you really want to do this with.
And as I said, this would be a session scene, whatever you want to call it. It would not be like, it would be very, very temporary compared to some people who get locked into a cage where they're locked for like a week or something.
Yeah.
No, this is like a couple of hours.
Yeah. I know people who have been locked for much longer, like a year. So again, you would want a tip. You would want a. I don't want to say timed, but like there would be an end, but it wouldn't be like days from now. It would be like maybe hour or hours.
Right. As I said, it would be a couple hours. It would be part of the scene. It would be part of the current session. And who knows if it's something that I do the first time. I really like it. We come back again, do it again. So cumulatively might be the equivalent of a day or two, maybe. I don't know. But just foreseeing, I wouldn't put that as a absolute no.
Yeah.
It'd be like for the most part, no. But could possibly convince me.
Yeah. You want me to answer, Gary, or do you want to answer?
I am a no. I have no interest. It doesn't appeal to me in any way, shape, or form. And it's not that I'm not poo-pooing on it or whatever. It's just not
your thing.
Yeah, I have zero interest in wearing a cock cage or being locked up. It doesn't serve me any function. There's nothing appealing about it. I don't know what it would do. And I'm gonna own, because I am incredibly independent and my own person. The idea of limiting any capacity of my body and stuff like that, I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that anyways. So yeah.
I need no cock cage. I'm almost like a Jeff in a way.
Mhm.
Mostly no. Has it interested me? Yes. I know plenty of friends who teach about chastity, who are actively participating in it, who have asked me at times to and all of that stuff. It is interesting. For me personally, it's kind of Gary, it's not really something I'm as crazy about, but in like Jeff was saying, in the right situation with the right person, and that's something that they want to do, I would be up for giving it a try, or doing it for a scene. Even I would be up for trying it, even if it was a personal thing myself, just to see how long I would last. Because I have done, not, sounds bad. I hate saying involuntary testing. That sounds like incel. But I've done where I don't I've just because of work and life and everything, where I don't like come. I don't have time. I just don't have fucking time to do it. But that's to me different than actively putting in a cage and actively chastising, putting myself in that situation. But for a scene, or if a certain daddy dom kind of person
You could be
with
talked into.
consent, of course, asked about, I could probably be talking. It would really depend. It would really depend. But I'm also very much Gary, and I'm very self sufficient and independent, and I don't really if I want to come, I'm gonna fucking come. Sorry,
Yeah. So, of this, I think we are all pretty much a no in general. With Damon having caveats and me having caveats, but I think it sounds like I'm a little more willing than Damon. I don't know how big that golf is. Could be just really tiny. Could be a little bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think I'm probably the one who's more willing to.
Yeah.
It just has to be discussed first.
I have to have, for me to give up that much control, I'm gonna have to really trust that you're one. I'm gonna have to really trust that you're gonna come back with a fucking key, or I have a key.
Right.
This ain't no I have a key somewhere. Maybe you give it to Jim, but there's a key in this house. You know what I mean?
In case of emergencies.
Right. Okay.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, that was a good question.
I think there's a theme here. I'm not sure. Kink you want to try but haven't yet.
Hmm.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah, go
Sure.
ahead.
I want to try flogging,
Oh.
but I want to be the dom. Like
That's
I've
fair.
received.
Yeah, no, that's
So I want to try impact play, but I want to be like oriented and like instructed and facilitated on it. There is this very specific person in mind that I would like to do that with because I have a built trust relationship with them. Actually, two people. I know that I think about it, that I would want to do that with. The key thing is finding someone who's willing to be the recipient of the
Mhm.
impact play in a experiential learning scenario kind of thing. So, but this one I was like, that's like the first thing that kind of popped in my head. There might be other things. I don't know. Either of you?
Damon, go ahead. I'm still pondering.
You're still thinking? Okay. Oh boy. Gosh, something I haven't like. It's weird because I have a lot of hard no's. When it comes to some key play. Um, Something I've wanted to try but haven't. Um. Yeah. Okay. We'll say it. I will say wax play, which seems weird considering like I've been around it and I've always um like seen it, and I'm just my main concern has always been I'm really sensitive to like electricity and heat. Like my
Mhm.
body always has been. I hate needles. So needle play is definitely like an out. But um fire is always I'm always about from like maybe a wax play kind of thing. I don't know. I've seen demos of it. My usual concern is obviously scarring. My body easily scars. If it's too hot, it has potential to scar. I know it'll potentially go away, but I just that's my usual where my like brain disconnects. So I need something just gonna sound bad, gentle enough
Mhm.
to where I know it'll be. I have the potential of like amping up to something where if it's getting too bad, I can say stop.
Right.
So. Um, but that's one that I can think of that I've always been intrigued by. Um, Actually, I'll give another one because I've talked about I haven't talked about this one. If you've seen like the vac things, like the rubber like vacs, I don't want to say vac suits, but like they're the cubes where you're just like encased and immobilized. Your head is still free. I would need to have my head free. I need to be able to breathe.
Mm.
Um, but like getting in one of those cubes and being pretty much immobilized by like the vacuumed rubber kind of thing has been something I've wanted to try forever. And it's not done as often because it's a lot of like stuff that you need to bring to make it happen.
Right.
But yeah, yeah.
Uh, okay. I'm going to say it. I will say I'm not really that kinky interest as much interest. I find kink hot, but what I'm really want to what I would want to do that falls in that um is probably is very slim. So I don't know how kinky uh of things that I really want to do. I because there was one time, and it's only been one time, which kind of sad about, but it's also my fault for not like really trying to seek it out. I was tied up one time, blindfolded, etc., and I liked that. But it was just in my apartment. Not much happened. It wasn't. I enjoyed being in that position, but it was more of like testing the water sort of thing. Like it was something I was interested in. I was able to find somebody that would be willing to do it, but it really wasn't like a full scene. There wasn't much of sex involved in it. It was just a thing. I would like to take a Saturday and just have a long bondage session where a dom and assistants would be even better. Would tie me up to various objects, bed, tie me up in a sling, maybe to a cross, bench, I don't know, just tie me to things as well as like overall rope play, blindfolded, and then just do things to me and basically trying to edge me for an entire day. And then at some point determined by those people that I would have given control to, they would allow me to come finally. But just one where the goal is just to have me go crazy with pleasure, and explore the entire me, because it would partly be kind of an exploratory session for myself.
Okay.
Because I am full of social anxiety, and so this is a overall fantasy for me. So if anybody for my 46th birthday would like to make this happen, I would be absolutely enthralled. Preferably a nice handsome bear.
Funny.
Maybe a foxy bear. That would be great. With the little Zizzy cub with him.
It's kind of sounding specific, but sure.
Yeah.
I mean, those would be at least two people who I would definitely totally trust with
Right.
giving control. So
Right.
just putting it out there.
Yeah.
They would also have to come and relatively kidnap me. Because if those two men showed up at my door on a day that I had off and said, knocked on the door, I opened the door and they go, "We're kidnapping you," I'll be like, do I need to change it in anything? And then they may or may not say no, and then I would just go with them.
I mean, fair.
I'm giving that permission out in public.
Yep.
That
I understand.
I
would at least have to know the person.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Not
Because,
random.
I would have to have met, talked to, learned a little bit about that person before I would something like that. But most likely they would, in order to get to that session, because if they had to count on me going to wherever we're going, because God, I do not have the facilities for this fantasy.
Yeah.
But to get me to go there, somebody has to quote unquote drag me, because it wouldn't be drag me. They would just be somebody they would have to hold my hand.
You need to sort of, I don't want to say be forced, but you kind of need to be pushed along the way. At least out the door and to the play. If like, for example, knowing those two, the two that you were mentioning, which I'm not going to say by name in this moment, it would probably be best that you get to them than the other way around.
I mean, Damon, you're
'Cause
right here in the
one of them,
city. You could be an accomplice.
I'm more than okay. So like,
Well,
don't
so,
put that
hold on.
off.
I need to amend that statement. Jim would have to be that accomplice. Maybe
Yeah,
with
I was
you
gonna
as
say like
both of you would be the accomplices.
we can be accomplices. Don't worry
Your
about that.
co-hosts could be accomplices.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I think
all of yeah,
Gary
yeah.
could be like, oh,
It would be incredibly misleading for us to say we're going on an IKEA run and then just never get to IKEA.
Yeah. Why are we going south?
Why are
Why
we
do we keep
crossing the
going?
river? Why are we still going into a whole other state?
What's going on? What's happening? Nothing.
why are
Why
we
does
going
why does
to?
my soda
Oh, no.
why does my soda taste funny? What do you mean I have to wear this mask? Oh, I feel very tired. There's ways this could be handled.
Okay.
Now, just so everyone
I will
knows,
say, if you guys did that, I would be like, I'd be like, hold on, let me get my phone. I consent to this. I'm gonna go take a nap now in the
There
back
you
seat
go.
of this car. What's the handcuffs for?
you don't need no. It's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine.
What's that
Everything will
smell?
be okay. Yep. 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 That was a visual sight gag for those that are listening. Sorry. It's gonna
You're
be
fine.
on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, good. Yeah,
I
we'll see.
be like, hey Jeff, could you sign this? What is it? Don't worry about it. Just sign it.
It's paperwork for the podcast. It's a thing. Anyway, we're good.
That
Don't
being
lie to
said,
your people. This is all like fantasy.
just so you know, we've got almost 24 of just these to go through, so we should probably just keep
Sorry.
moving on.
Okay,
That's all right.
sounds good.
So that's good on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, would you ever try hypno?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I would try it, but I have a feeling it would fail. It wouldn't work at all.
I don't really have an interest in it, so therefore I don't think it would be fruitful to try it because I just don't think I have the right mindset to relax and let go that much.
I don't think it would be something I'd necessarily seek out or anything. But it doesn't mean I have a lack of willing to.
Absolutely. Yeah. For me. Next question.
All right.
I'm not feeling very first.
Oh boy. Okay, it's an NGL episode. Would you ever be in a porn with your co-host?
Not gonna lie,
Oh, that.
no. I love you guys, but I if it was something, here's my caveat on this. If it was something where there's a Damon segment, there's a Gary segment, and there's a me segment, like 3 separate segments, then sure, I'd consider it. Although I have been in porn, and it didn't go well, so I don't think that's a great idea. However, if the scene I was talking about earlier was happening and Damon was somehow helping as part of it, that would be the one little like he's the one who kidnaps, takes me to the dungeon, leaves me with the masters, and gets me back home with Jim, obviously. Right. considering
Like-
someone can't drive.
But
And if
okay,
that was part of the seed and porn, sure, that's my caveat.
got it. Oh, yeah, that's a no. I love you guys. I think, um, yeah, if it's the porn that I think that they're thinking of, no. Like us in any kind of like sexual kind of thing, I'm kind of like, I think we've talked. I'll put it like this: we pretty much know each other really well at this point, and we're really good friends in a way, and that feels odd to me. I don't know if I don't like changing that up with the idea of doing something more physical.
Mm. Fair.
Having said that, um, nope, still no. I was gonna say like I was thinking about Jeff's like suggestion of like three separate scenes and kind of thing. If I knew it was happening, no. Like meaning like it's the Cubs Out Loud porn. Um, Damon, you're doing something with somebody. Jeff, you're doing something with somebody. Gary, you're doing something with somebody. Like even to me, like then I'm like, I like it. Just the idea of that happening is doesn't feel right to me. Gary,
So the funny thing is, as soon as I read the question, I was like, "Oh Lord!" And so both of you were responding differently than I thought you would.
oh,
I thought I was going to be the odd person out, and I was going to be the no.
ah,
That being said, I have my own caveat.
you
So
have your caveat.
well, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to do sexy time on film. Let me put that out there first.
Okay,
However, I am willing to be a character actor or actress in a scene who has nothing to do with the other stuff if I don't have to be
so
involved in the actual sexy
so
time thing.
so, so you're literally the like right in front of my salad. Like,
Well, in the circumstance of what Jeff was describing, I'm like, oh well, I could be the driver.
There we
Like
go.
that's
There we
easy
go.
enough. Like I don't have to be involved. Like, and I'll
right.
even help transport the body. Like like that's,
All right, so
yeah.
Gary and I, we're doing a new movie. We may need to get Kevin Smith's help. We're gonna make a porno, and basically Gary is just going to transport me to a place where the porno is made. Okay,
There we
that's
go.
the in the end
Right.
that's
Like
what
I
it
will
is.
I will do the transport and I will assist with the aftercare. Maybe
There
even
we
some
go.
of the setup, but yeah. Um
Yeah, and
anyway.
if the depending on the scene, like if it's more fetishy kind of like kinky kind of things, I'm happy to help other people. I will gladly be the helper of things. And to me, I'll put it like this: a kinky things, I am weirdly, I'm happy to help. Like I would help these guys, like in any way. I don't know about necessarily doing things, but like, oh, you need somebody to like that you trust to like tie you up. Okay, I've got a few people that I can connect you with. As an example, oh, Gary, you want to learn how to flog? Well, we already know somebody, but like if you needed somebody
Right.
else, like I could get like that sort of my thing, and maybe be there
Okay,
to help
so
teach. But
so here's my thought. Damon is the producer. Gary is a character actor, and I'm the main character.
there we go.
Here we go.
There's the porn if you need a porn.
There we go. So the answer, the not gonna lie, the answer is no. Asterisks.
In next
If
question.
somebody wants to write some fanfic, now you have a template. All right, moving on. Next question is, what is your favorite memory doing the podcast?
Good one.
Hold on.
I have.
I'm gonna reenact.
Okay. Oh no. I
Oh
think I know
no.
which one this one is. That's
Right.
fair. That's very fair.
So just to explain the visual gag, I'm not sure. Did you guys were you guys even able to see the thumb?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long ago this was. How long did you, Gary? You probably know, or so, one of you two know. But when we were
Well,
doing the power
so-
hours,
Right. I was going to say it's probably 2019, right before the pandemic, because that's technically the last power hour.
that's quite possibly what it was. Okay, so here's what happened. So we did the power hour. I think I completed that. I don't remember, but I was pretty drunk. But during that time, like my parents had called me or something, and I had muted my mic and stuff, and I turned around and I just fell on the floor, and I answered the phone and just kind of sat there. I just kind of like disappeared from what these guys were able to see.
Off screen.
And then I saw Gary, and Gary like texted me, "Are you okay?" And I was talking to my parents at the time, so I couldn't directly do it. Like I probably could have gone in and sent a text while talking to my parents, but instead I just put my thumb up into camera view, hoping they would understand that I'm good, it's fine. But I would have to say that's probably my favorite moment. This was also after show and after we even went off air. I was completely and utterly naked because I was drunk off my ass at that point in
So
time.
if it's the last power hour, it would have been COL523, Power Hour 7, Jeff's birthday basherino, for those looking to find that out. So I'm just going to put that 523. There we go. Because I don't think I was at that one. I think I showed up later.
You were here for it, though, because you and I
Yeah.
were having this small panic attack
Oh,
trying to figure
that's
out
right.
whether or not Jeff was conscious or alive or anything. So I was like calling and texting and messaging, and I wasn't getting any response. And we were like, well, honestly,
Yeah.
it was very much like this motherfucker's in Texas, and neither of us are anywhere near him, so no one can even like go over and knock on the door or do anything. Like, we
Right.
just didn't know
Right.
what it was, and we had no idea that your parents had called you because I think it was actually your birthday, and so there
Yeah.
was like we had nothing, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we just saw this arm shoot up out of the air with a thumbs up, and we were like, "Well, we guess he's okay." Like, that was it.
Yeah. Such a moment. Yeah, that's true. Oh gosh.
I mean,
Favorite memory.
I'm gonna while you guys are still thinking, I'm gonna throw in a couple other or another one or another general one. I'm not gonna say specifically, but during the first generation, we did have the writer of Bear Cookin' on the show. And what was the name of the group? Jeff was part of it. Rock Cub.
Bearpalooza.
Oh,
Bearpalooza. We had members of Bearpalooza and Freddie Freeman and various other artists. And it's more of it was a really cool time having those on. I will definitely say the co-hosts I had weren't really. We were just a bunch of guys being just talking on the microphone via Skype. It was I wouldn't say it was a great show during the first generation, but we had fun at times.
Yeah.
Fun and drama and interesting guests. So, but
Huh.
still, I would have to say my favorite one was me falling on my ass after a power hour and doing the thumbs up thing. I think we laughed hysterically when I got back on with you guys after that.
Yeah. It was a fun one. Uh, it feels it's so weird because I'm like going backwards in time and trying to think about things, and um only a couple like the power hour where I know it's not a fun memory, but the power hour where I got like not drunk. Well, no, like the earlier one, not the one where like I got like I don't even remember. I'll put it like that. But there's one where again it's the where we were doing the beer shots and I just had to throw up. Like I had to run off camera. That I remember. Um, the other one is the I will say this one the the forgetting to mute your microphone while you're in the bathroom. Um, yeah, and I was going backwards in time and was remembering one of the first episodes we did after um like after we got through beta. Talk about how long ago it was. CO 158, which was the Whips and Chains Excite Me. It was one of the first times we had Chess and Miss Tammy and Mr. Allen on, and we talked I think about Keek and stuff. So it was sort of our very 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 first um Let's Talk About Kink.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was the show's very first, but it would have been the TNG's very first.
I just
So yeah.
quickly thought of one other one. The first time the three of us were in the same room.
Oh
Actually,
yeah.
the one time, and all three of us were in the same room.
Yeah.
That was a great memory. It was fun. It was my first time meeting Gary. Well, no, wait a minute. We had a key the day
First time
before,
meeting
right?
me.
Or oh, yeah, that's right. I met
Yeah, we
Gary when
It
you
was the first
visited
well
time you
it
met
was
Texas.
we met
Damon.
Demon.
Yeah.
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 So,
You met Damon and Jim for the first me and I keep saying Damon and Jim like I'm not Damon. Um
All right, we understand.
yeah,
anyways,
that's a
Gary.
good one. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to hear that you guys have a couple because I also have a couple.
Okay.
So let me think about this. There's a couple that come to mind. The Indianapolis Midwest Bear Fest, where we gave out
Mm,
cookies,
right.
like on the early night, like pre-arrival thing, and we did a whole
Yeah.
recording from the atrium thing, and that's infamously tied into Jeff's shirt today. Now that we're sticky, here's your cookie. Um, that was wild and fun and weird because it was sort of semi-planned but not. Um, and the infamous World Bear weekend where I had COVID and
Oh
Damon like recorded with me on the other side of a wall barrier in my 2-room suite. And so we did this really strange like hybrid live quote unquote recording between the two of us like while we were remotely there.
yeah.
Stands out in my memory. The this I think it's Drenched Fur. We did a on-site crossover with the Underbears, if I
Mm-hmm.
remember
Mm,
correctly,
mm-hmm.
with those guys. And
Yeah.
yes, the dinner where we were, well, I call it the dinner, when we all recorded at your house. No, that was a different time when we did IKEA.
So
Yeah.
we did IKEA the Saturday and then we did
Okay,
the Sunday we went to
right,
we
right.
recorded.
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
the first
there's lots of
time
different memories that stand out. My goodness gracious, it's gonna take forever to get through this list. All right.
maybe we need to do a part two.
We might have to.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what is your current sex fantasy?
I already mentioned it.
Wow. Current sex fantasy. Good lord. Um. Well, I'll put the one like this is the fantasy I've always had, and I don't know if it'll ever happen because Damon doesn't drive. So that part. Um.
Okay.
I have a trucker fantasy. I have the trucker fantasy
Mm,
of like going to the rest area or the truck stop and like hitting on or being hit on by a trucker and going to their truck and doing stuff. Like that's been a like big fantasy of mine that again I don't think it will ever happen, but it's there. Um so that one is almost always my go-to. Like if you say I have a sexual fantasy, that's one. Um yeah, I'll leave it at that.
okay.
Gary.
Um, I don't. Well, it won't happen in the near future that I know of. My current fantasy is to have an in-home glory hole where
Ah.
local individuals come and go. Um, but the setup isn't really. It's not a. There's nothing that really lends to it in terms of like access and stuff. So
You don't have the facilities that the garage glory hole has.
correct. Well, even like it's just logistics of like any door entrance doesn't have a good functional way to use that space currently
Mhm.
to make it work.
Yeah.
So, and I also have a whole thing about I don't want strangers in my house. So, like I have to like I would want it to be immediately like boxed away and they couldn't like get, go anywhere or do anything or whatever,
Yeah.
So anyways,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but
Trust me, that
I enjoy
yeah.
watching the videos that people post of said things.
Yeah.
They even have a subscription to such a thing. So, it's a thing that I enjoy watching. So it is a fantasy that I would be able to do such a thing, but
Yeah.
not in my current setup.
Yeah. I get it. Because it's something I've thought of too. And the main issue for me is that part. Like to get into my house, to get to a viable place, you have to go through a lot of my house to get to a space. And I
Right,
don't trust random people to do that.
right. No, I get it.
Anyway,
All right. Next question. Are there any topics you would like to revisit? There's a part two. Or any you won't?
mhm.
Man, that's a thinker.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
I don't think I'm. I think there's a few topics that I kind of don't want to revisit. I can't think of the specifics off the top of my head. Mainly because it would be completely out of my wheelhouse or something I haven't experienced or something because I have a huge lack of experience on anything. I'm just a horny 45-year-old right now. So that's it. So there's some that I don't want to revisit mainly because I would get bored.
Mm,
And
okay.
there has been an episode or two where I kind of got upset. I didn't show it on the show necessarily, or if it was on camera, they might have been able to see how much I was not enjoying myself. Uh, I don't want to revisit those because one, it's not a good show, and if I don't at least have a vague interest into it, um, and two, um, I just I don't want to be bored or upset when doing the show.
right.
That's fair.
Again, I can't think about the top of my head. I believe we had a conversation about this one time, but
Yeah.
that was actually quite a while ago. So I don't think we've
Yeah.
had any problems since. But
I don't. I don't think I can't. Again, it's sort of similar. I don't think of any. I don't think there's anything in particular that I would say I don't want to ever do again. Um, I do appreciate um, a lot of the topics that we have where we go back to them, like landscapes of relationships, kind of a great opportunity to like grow and explore and talk more about those. And it's great to have like add on and do those kind of things. Um, I think the big ones would be um, maybe doing it on the road. That would be one I would probably want to go back to doing those again. But I also know those are a lot harder because they require traveling. Um, so um, that's the only thing I could think of, like the on the road ones where,
I love those on the
yeah,
road shows. Yeah, I
yeah,
think
that's
that'd
fair.
be great for on the road shows. Yeah.
Maybe something to think about in the future, but not. It's not a like a current thing. I'm not a major like let's have it happen um, kind of person. I just like the. If there was a topic that I would have liked, that's one of them to like
A-
go back to.
And there's somewhere I think we really should, mainly because and just a quick caveat for anybody who's trying to look back at some of these episodes we're referencing. If you can't find it on the website because of the great disappearance of the website a while ago, some of them are not on the website. But if you check YouTube from when we started recording that or archive.org, I put as many shows as I could up on archive.org. You should hopefully be able to see that, or if you're a patron, anything that we were recording during when we started that up, it should be on. You could become a patron and pull those up too. That was what 2018. We did that. I don't remember,
Where
but I
Yes,
think I kind of want to go back to some of our really old shows because I think some of our point of views have changed, and we need to
that's fair.
update and getting kind of a revisit how we felt back then versus what we feel now. So
I mean, I do think that's fair because I was thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know, like, I don't know if there's anything that we wouldn't revisit. To Jeff's point, I think if we go back to it, it's about how we've changed, like who we were
Right.
then versus who we are now, and the world has changed, society has changed, like technology has changed. So there's some big stuff that we may do differently.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of topics to revisit, I don't know. Like, I mean, every once in a while I think about like some of our guests,
Mm,
um, and like and like want to touch base with them because we haven't like seen or heard from them in quite some time, and just kind of like catch up and see how things are going in their lives and where they're at. Like I think about the gay dads from Michigan, um, and I think about the couple in, I can't remember if Buzz and his husband are in New Mexico or Arizona,
hmm
and their adoption situation. Like, there's some different like things where like every once in a blue moon, and because I'm still connected with them in social media, I'm like, oh, we should probably like touch base with them, um, kind of a thing. But like that's sort of revisiting. So yeah. I guess tied to that, next question is any regrets from past episodes? Sorry. I started laughing because I was thinking of the David getting sick from the power
Yeah,
hour.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay. I will say that. That's actually one of the regrets I have. Not learning how to mix alcohol properly. Um, and um, getting to a point where, and I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I was alone in the house, um, you know, drinking. I think I was alone. Pretty sure I was alone. I know Jim. I
Yeah.
think Jim was. Yeah. So
Jim came home to find you in said state.
yeah. So that part. So
If I recall
yeah.
correctly, Jim thought it was funny
Well, yeah. Jim apparently has
because he'd
recording.
never
So
seen you like that before.
no, because I don't drink a lot, and I rarely get to the point where I'm black. I'll call it like blackout drunk. So that's sort of one regret. Um, this is going to sound a little shady, but I'll say it. Other regret is not calling out. Um, yeah, we'll call it shady because fuck him. Not calling out a certain host for being a shitty person um, before they left the show. Like I'm just going to call it what it is. Um, letting that person get to a point where it was no one was enjoying the person and not saying something before it kind of blew up in a way. Um, and again, this is years ago. This is like early TNG kind of thing. And yeah, I think that would be the only sort of regrets that I have is um, getting too drunk on the show to where it became I wouldn't say a danger, but became an issue to now. Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
That's fair.
but that's,
I mean, I would agree that there are some shows where we had technical difficulties that I have regrets about. Like, had we known, we would have avoided them to begin with. That's just kind of a given. Um, the co-host that's no longer here. That was a really interesting time, but awkward. I agree
mhm,
with you. Like, there was a time where pretty much all of us were unhappy about this circumstance. Um, there were several of us at that time, and like nobody just kind of was saying anything or whatever, and then
yeah,
it ended abruptly. And
yeah.
look who's
It's
still
sort of
here.
yeah, I think that I know it sucks, and that's sort of where I guess the beauty of age has helped in a way. Um, like not giving I don't want to say not giving two shits, but like being able to be like, hey, no, we don't I don't like that. I don't need you to just be saying that. I don't need you to be doing that. Um, so yeah, that would be that's fair.
Yeah. I think we're also in a very different place in our lives where we feel more like we feel strength in standing on principle
Mhm.
and like, saying what we will and won't accept. Right. Which is fair. Woo boy, here we go. Next question. Ever been arrested?
No,
The fact that David took so long to ponder that amuses me to no end because that says
I
you had to think about it. And I'm like,
I did have to think for
okay.
a second because there's arrested and then there's like there's kinky time kind of thing.
That's not a rest.
There's
Oh,
role play. There's role
right.
play.
Role
There's
play.
role play.
Well, all right. That's fair. It does not specify.
Yep. See?
I took it
Yeah,
as
yeah.
literal. Like, do you have it all? Do you have a record?
Yeah.
No, but I have been handcuffed by the police.
Oh.
So have I. Jeff and I are in the same boat.
Nowhere,
different circumstances.
yeah.
But I have been in handcuffs. I have been escorted by the police, but I have not been arrested.
Yeah. That story, I probably will not put on air.
Yeah.
But I am willing
fair.
to share with you guys to let you know some of my
maybe
history.
Yeah. Maybe another time. Maybe after. Maybe not even post. Post.
I'm not gonna.
You don't have to worry about it.
I'm not gonna say it's a story I won't necessarily say on air. Just at the moment, I won't explain myself.
You're good. That's fair. It's all good. It's all good. There we go.
All I'm going to say is I was very young, in fact, too young to be escorted or wearing handcuffs, but that's a whole other issue. Anyways.
Next question.
That's story for another day. All right. I think we're going to have to cut this episode in half and do half and half. So I'm cutting the first part in half, one more question, and then this will be half of the first section. Then we'll
don't
jump
want
to
to go
the
too long.
last-
Especially considering you
last
start
question,
out late because
Yeah.
let me get my sunglasses
That's all good.
back on.
Here we go. It's an NGL. How much money would it take to have sex with a closeted anti-LGBTQ politician?
Who are you, and who hurt you? Sorry, not to be mean, but God damn it,
David.
oh,
I'll repeat it again. How much money would it take to have sex with a closeted anti-LGBTQ politician? So this means we know this going into it
Mhm.
and are gonna get compensated.
Mhm.
Okay, so first off, I have this feeling that Damon and Gary would put it as if they were going to put an actual amount on it, they would probably do it in an astronomical, insane amount that nobody would ever do, so it would never happen. I would have a little less caveats. It would still be a lot of money. Basically, it would be it'd be enough money for me to not have to work ever again, and have I would have be enough money to pay for and maintain a house in Minnesota. So I'd move to Minnesota. They would have to pay for my move. And it would at least have to be attractive, which is a problem for sometimes with these type of people, is when they're actually attractive. If they are not attractive, no, it's like, no, I can't have sex with that. I'm sorry. They would also have to be male.
What?
They would also have to be male.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll admit, it's gonna have to be a lot, like, because that's not just a financial stability thing. That's potentially a morality, kind of thing. So again, I agree with you. Yeah, like financially stable, like not having to work ever again, that kind of money, plus like extra, because I'm gonna need therapy. And and then I'm not I'm not saying no. I'm just saying it's going to be a very large amount of money that I don't think anyone's going to be willing to pay for this 40-something-year-old big black bear. Like there's not like there's if and that's the part that's going to make it worse, y'all. Is
Oh,
like
fair.
is it if someone's willing to pay that money because of this, I'm going to be like, pass. So like you can be all about it, but like I'm going to need to know your full on intentions, and if it's fetishization, we're going to have an issue. Um, but yeah, there's so many like layers to this that I don't want to put, like, I think either of us have set an actual number, and that's kind of why I don't think it would have to be it's going to be a lot. We're talking millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, um, to essentially be like financially set for the rest of our lives because Jim too. Um, so those are kind of the things that are like putting into play here. I'm not saying no, but it's gonna be a lot. Gary.
So Damon hit the nail on the head when he talked about like the morality thing. Because when I first read it, I was like, fuck no. Like my conscience, I don't think would allow me to do this unless there was some potential that I could reveal this in the future
Mhm.
because I'm a petty bitch. And so
It has to
if
be
I
documented,
could
pictures.
right, if there's a way to prove this in the future because I feel it's absolutely necessary, and I'm not a person who thinks vindictively about ruining people's lives, but at the same time I'm like, if your actions are harming other people, karma
Right.
can be swift, baby.
Mhm.
So like if Stormy Daniels taught us anything, like
Get the receipt.
get the receipts. So to Jeff's point, he went away. I didn't even think about it. He was like, well, if there's a dollar amount, it's got to do all these things. And I was like, oh shit. I didn't even think about that. Like, I didn't consider like that there needed to be a set amount for me to begin to consider it. I was just like, I don't think I could. But then I was like, well, unless like it has some, societal benefit or something later on. So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a blend of all of that. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I hear you on the whole
It,
like being set and not having to be concerned about your like future and like what that benefit would be and like all that stuff, and yet at the same time I'm like, what is that? Anyways, and
it,
Jeff, cherry on top, you got to be interested because
Yeah.
there's a part of me that's like, when I was in my 20s, listen kids, I'm just gonna be honest about this. When you are horny and you are young, you will do a lot of things that are not necessarily safe or good
mm-mm,
for you.
mm-mm.
Uh, and so
Preach on it.
there are some. I'm just going to say it. There are some penises that I would never suck again. And
Mhm.
like there was a whole
Yeah.
period where I was a bit of a sex addict and I was going to adult bookstores. I own this as a part of my history, and some of them were not good at all. And like it was a whole mental health like aspect journey of my life, and so there's a part of me that's like, yeah, back then if you'd asked me this question, I probably would do it because I wouldn't care as much as like now that I'm twice that
Mhm.
age and be like,
Yeah.
I got to think about
They
this.
would have to be willing to kiss because I have to, my partner has to
Yeah.
be able to kiss me. He cannot.
Yeah.
That is an
Absolutely.
immediate. I do not accept this offer if you will not passionately kiss me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Mm-mm-mm. Great.
All right, part one of NGL.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Well,
this
we
could be
still
like
have
one of these. We could use
Yeah.
this as a segment
Gary.
for our uh, what's going on.
so there's a second question. We only made it through half of the first
Oh
question.
shit! Forgot
Luckily, the
about that.
second question hasn't have many things, and they're much shorter. And this is, what thoughts would you like to share with about Cubs Out Loud? So I'm gonna go to some of the more briefer ones. The first one is keep it kinky.
Yay. Absolutely.
Thanks for continuing to do it. You're all quite sexy.
Aww.
And I'm going to save the rest of them. We're going to have to do a part 2 of the NGL in a couple weeks, and we'll revisit the other half of the first question and then the rest of the second part.
That sounds good.
I think this should become a segment on our What's Going On shows.
Oh, I don't know about that.
just like we would just put in one question, you know.
I mean, at this rate, we could do that for the next year.
Just keep the forum open.
All right.
Oh my.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, that's the end of this show. We will answer more questions. We will. We're not going to lie. We will. You can find the post release podcast with all the show notes and everything, and you can comment on our blog at cubsoutloud.com. If you want to give us some feedback, you do that several ways, including sending us an email at cubsoutloud@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail at 361-COL Talk. That's 361-265-8255. You can follow us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Tumblr, YouTube at Cubs Out Loud, the appropriate place in the URL. You can join our Entourage chat on Telegram at bit.ly/telegram-col. Check out our Google Calendar to find out when we're planning on recording these shows at bit.ly/calendar-col. Get various merch, including logos, shirts from our various generations, a whatever the blank says series of shirts that we have, like Gary is wearing, hats, aprons. I actually have thought about an apron because quite frequently I will be making a hamburger and not have a shirt on, and that's really not a great idea when frying a hamburger. So I probably should get one of those. That's at our Zazzle store at zazzle.com/cubsoutloud. Some of those designs were designed by Smashy. You can find more of his work at tpublic.com/user/Smashy the Bear. You can also become a patron at patreon.com/cubsoutloud or send us a donation at paypal.me/cubsoutloud. We appreciate all the people who support us, mainly because it's much easier to pay the big bills, like our hosting. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify for the audio feeds. Please rate us, review us there, get us up in the algorithm. We've been in 800 episodes. I wouldn't be surprised if we're getting to, if not actually, the longest running Bear podcast that I know of. I don't know how long did Bear podcast go? I think we
surpassed it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So, and if you want us to keep us going, give us an incentive. And we're still going. We don't have any plans to stop it. Find me anywhere on the internet. It's Box Tech, Box Puppy, Box something or other, maybe. Just kind of lurk. Maybe you'll see me do a repost or reblog.
Mm-hmm.
Damon?
If you wish to get in touch with me, you can find me at Theater Cub 79. That's THEATRECB79 on most bear-related sites. Or you can find me at Pup Umbra 79 on Blue Sky. That Blue Sky is not safe for work. For the safe for work stuff, you want to go to DMA Gamer 79 on Blue Sky and TikTok. Gary?
If you want to find me pretty much online anywhere, just look for Gamer73.
And with that, say good night, everybody.
Everybody.
Have a good one, y'all.